Hello friends, I was given a code for Rogue Prince of Persia to review, so shout out to the team behind this game. I appreciate that, so let's just get into it. This game is in early access, and I would emphasize early. At 5.7 hours played, I have finished all of the narrative content. That is a handful of levels and one boss. There is a second boss you can fight, however the story so far is done before you reach it, so passing it will not progress you. The story so far is that the Huns done attacked Sun and it seems like they won. I am sorry for that. Anyways, the Prince of Persia, always having some control of time, has a bola in this game that has decided to rewind time, but not far enough back that the prince can decide not to surprise attack the Huns and start a war. Along the way, you will run into characters who you talk to in order to figure out what to do next. The clues go to this thing called the mind map, which will help you keep track of your next objective. So far, there's just a few characters, and the story is over by the time you rescue your brother. It seems like updates are coming out pretty quick and regularly, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this expanded pretty soon. But the first few updates have actually been more related to systems and gameplay, as when I started this, there was no meta progression, and now there is. There's a skill tree you can unlock passives on now, which are great, like increasing the amount of potions you have and being able to recycle unwanted pickups, which is something I thought of the first time I picked up the game, so I was really amped to see that be implemented before I even had a couple hours in. If you're familiar with Metroidvanias and roguelikes, the loop here is not groundbreaking. You go out into these levels, do some fighting, and get to the next level. You find these waypoints throughout each level that allow you to travel between these spots quickly, which is great because too much backtracking in Metroidvanias can get pretty annoying. The combat is pretty simple but really fun. You have one melee weapon and a secondary like a bow or this pointy frisbee or this claw you can snag from the boss. Along the way you'll find stronger versions or be able to upgrade the one you have equipped. So far my favorite is the axe. It's a bit slow but it packs a serious punch and I just really enjoy it. Very satisfying, simple yet challenging combat. Level traversal, all that good stuff. I would like to see some more unique weapons and secondary items. Right now, I don't feel like the different primaries feel all that different from one another, but I'm sure that will be worked on as the game progresses. I really dig the art style they went with and found myself a few times looking in the background to see what was going on back there, cause there's a whole city burning down on this one, and the color palette is really nice on the eyes. The levels are cool, they get challenging as you go along with more obstacles that can hurt you, so you better get good at the Prince of Persia parkour. It seemed like, and don't quote me, the levels only change when you progress the narrative. I could be wrong, but it felt like when I didn't advance the story on a run, the next time I went in the level was the same, but when you do get the next clue or step then go in again, the level is organized differently. Again, I could be wrong, but it did feel that way. It would make sense, I guess, if there's a character in a certain place you need to talk to. You wouldn't want to be moving the path around every time, but who knows, I could just be crazy. The soundtrack is fantastic. There's some like Middle Eastern influenced hip hop beats, which is really dope. I found myself a few times bobbing my head while I was fighting, and the sound design behind the combat and jumping and running all is good as well, but the soundtrack really stood out to me as being something special. So right now, where the game is at with the narrative and the amount of content, it's hard to say go buy this right now. It is $20, which is not bad. You'll spend that at McDonald's on a meal at this point. So for a few hours of content, I don't think it's that bad, but that's subjective. We all have different ideas of what we should get for our dollars. The game is good. This is a fantastic start to an early access title. So if you're concerned about the length, I would wishlist it maybe and wait, and if you're cool with 4 to 6 hours of content for now, buy it immediately because it's really a good time. But that's all I have for today. I will be sure to put out an update video for this title as development comes along. If you are still here, thank you for watching. Please consider checking out my channel and subscribing. I drop shorts daily, or I try to at least, and I'm back in the saddle getting indie and VR reviews out regularly. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.